And after spending years in the U.S. financial markets, talking with thousands of investors, from young people opening their very first brokerage account to veterans who've lived through multiple market cycles, I've realized something interesting. Most of us start our investing journey with the wrong question. We usually ask things like, what makes the fastest return? Which ETF pays the highest yield? How do I build passive income without doing anything? But very few people stop and ask, how does this investment actually work? And is it truly right for me? Today, I want you to set aside all the noise, all the hype, all the rumors, all the eye-catching yield numbers, and take a deeper look with me at a topic that many investors misunderstand: covered call ETFs. Because there's a truth you need to hear, maybe a little uncomfortable, but absolutely crucial for your financial journey. Covered call ETFs are not your shortcut to getting rich fast, but if you understand them correctly, they can become a powerful part of a long-term passive income strategy. And here's the funny thing. Most people who walk away disappointed with covered call ETFs aren't disappointed because the product is bad. They're disappointed because they came in with the wrong expectations and they didn't understand the trade-offs behind those attractive payouts. If you've ever looked at yields of 8%, 10%, 12%, and wondered, is this real? Is it safe? Is it worth it? Then you're watching the right video. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you not just how these ETFs generate income, but more importantly, whether they fit your portfolio, your age, and your financial goals. We're going to talk about how covered calls actually produce income, when this strategy shines, when it becomes a disadvantage, why high-yield ETFs are both tempting and risky, and how to build a smart allocation strategy that avoids the mistakes millions of investors have made. If you're truly serious about long-term financial freedom, this is a video you do not want to skip. All right, let's dive in. You see, when we talk about passive income, a lot of people imagine a steady stream of cash flowing into their account, as if you just hit the buy button and the money simply runs on autopilot. But the truth is very different. Passive income isn't magic. It's the reward you get for preparing correctly, investing correctly, and staying patient. You have to lay the first brick. You have to put money into the market. You have to accept risk, and you have to understand the tool you're using. And covered call ETFs are one of those tools many new investors jump into without really knowing how they work. 1. What do covered call ETFs actually do? Imagine you own a house in a nice neighborhood. A neighbor comes over and says, hey, if your house rises above price X in the next 30 days, I want the right to buy it from you. And for that right, I'll pay you a fee up front. You still own the house. You collect the money immediately. But if the value jumps far above that level, you're required to sell it at the agreed upon price, missing out on the full upside. That's exactly what a covered call is. The ETF does this automatically. It holds the underlying stocks, it sells call options, it collects the premiums, and it distributes them to you. Yes, the cash flow is real, but the price you pay is giving up part of the upside during strong markets. And that's the part most people never get told. 2. When do covered calls shine and when do they disappoint? Covered calls work best when the market moves sideways or rises slowly. That's when the strategy functions like a steady toll machine, collecting premiums month after month. But during strong bull runs, people start asking, why is my portfolio growing so slowly? Other ETFs are up 25%. Why is this one only up 8%? And the reason is simple. You sold the upside. That's the nature of the strategy. It's not bad. It's just designed for a different goal. If you want explosive growth, this is not the right product. If you want stable monthly income, this becomes a very useful tool. 3. High-yield ETFs, sweet like candy, but not for everyone. Have you ever seen ETFs yielding 18%, 20%, even 30%, and thought, wow, why isn't everyone buying these? I get the feeling. I used to think the same way, until I watched investors rush into high-yield ETFs like HHIS or Biggie, and then panic when the price dropped 10 to 15% in just a few weeks. High-yield ETFs are not bad. Let me repeat, not bad, but they are highly volatile, concentrated in risk, not suitable as the foundation of a portfolio. That's why I always tell beginners, never build your foundation with high yield. Build the base first, then add the higher risk layers. 4. So where should beginners start? The biggest mistake I see beginners make is skipping the most important step, building the foundation. A durable portfolio doesn't start with the highest yielding products. It starts with broad, all-in-one, well-diversified ETFs, the place where you lay the foundation of your financial house. That's why I use a simple principle, 50% foundation broad or multi-sector ETFs that give you stability and diversified exposure. 30% sector ETFs. This is where you add color, oil and gas, utilities, healthcare, etc. Higher yield, but more concentrated risk. 20% high yield. Not for gambling, but to boost income strategically and with control. See? None of this is magic. It's discipline. And discipline is what creates financial freedom. 5. A story I want you to remember. A friend of mine, Jim, 52, once told me, "I spent 10 years searching for the best investment. It wasn't until I realized there's no best, only what's right for me, that my finances finally became stable." That line stayed with me for years. Covered call ETFs aren't good for everyone, but for someone who wants stable income, fewer emotional swings, and a smoother portfolio, they can be an excellent fit. 6. One thing beginners often forget, taxes and account types. Many people focus on yield and ignore taxes entirely. TFSA, RRSP, taxable, choosing where you place an ETF can directly change your real return. TFSA, tax-free, ideal for income ETFs. RRSP, tax-deferred, plus protection when buying U.S. assets. Taxable account, not great for covered calls because option premiums are taxed as income. A proper portfolio isn't just about what you buy, it's also about where you put it. All of this, the strategy, the psychology, the allocation, the tax planning, is what keeps you from making the same mistakes thousands of investors have made before you. And it's what turns an okay portfolio into one that can last for years. So, if you're still wondering, are covered call ETFs the fastest way to get rich? The answer is simple, no. But if your real question is, are they a reliable tool for building steady income, helping me sleep better, live more intentionally, and rely less on market swings? Then the answer is yes. Absolutely yes, if you use them the right way. The most important thing isn't which ETF you buy, it's understanding the role each piece plays inside your portfolio. A strong, durable portfolio always includes a solid foundation for long-term growth, a source of steady income to support your current lifestyle, and just a touch of high yield for optimization, not for gambling. At the end of the day, investing isn't a contest about who makes the most money. It's the journey of becoming a stronger, more disciplined version of yourself, someone who knows what they're doing and why they're doing it. If this video helped you understand covered call ETFs, allocation, and how to build safe, consistent income, hit that like button so the algorithm knows that high-quality financial content deserves to be seen. And if you want more videos breaking down each strategy inside your portfolio, make sure to subscribe. I'm here to help you invest smarter and more confidently, one step at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.